Hi everyone, and welcome. Thank you for taking time out of your day to join our 2020 May Edition webinar. My name is Anna, and I will be walking you through the new May Edition features and updates in the software. Each new software release is always exciting for us because it's the moment when we can share the new features brought to life based on your feedback and requests. Today, we'll be demonstrating print executions with Adobe Substance, guidelines, 3D styling and snapshots enhancements, and silhouette design workflow. We'll also talk about a few examples of how these features can apply to existing workflows. Let's go ahead and start our first software workflow, where we will be introducing the exciting integration with Adobe Substance and showcasing the updates to our vector workflow feature. Let's use this carryover outfit from last season. We need to update its design a little to make it look more current. Some of its colors were changed already, but we should also highlight some of the pattern changes for the pattern maker. We are going to add a rib using our cut mark. To start, we draw a rectangle. Then we assign the rib fabric. The difference between the physics of the fabrics is clear. This is because the cut mark includes the rib physics, where shrink was applied. This is a great method for creating complete pattern pieces in fully fashioned garments, and also it's a great way to convey the changes we want to make to our pattern makers without modifying the pattern. By using the cut mark, we can also display the woven label from inside of the sweatshirt. We create a rectangle on the inside of the sweatshirt and make sure it's visible only from the inside. The pants are a bit short and plain. We will add a bit of length using the 3D adjustment mode. We will cover this later. And also, we'll change the solid color into a nice vector print the graphic designer created for us. It's absolutely incredible we can use the vector artwork also as a fabric and change its color inside Lotta and VStitcher. The pants are done. The last thing we need to add is an artwork on the back of the sweatshirt. It's now easy to create all kinds of print techniques using the new integration with Substance. Substance by Adobe is a suite of tools that's being wildly used by 3D artists to create hyper-realistic materials. This gives a fluid, creative decision-making process without requiring special knowledge of graphic design and 3D map creations. We pre-assign this nice mountain graphic with the Browseware logo. Let's select the logo. By default, the artwork execution is set to custom, but we can choose from the presets from the drop-down list. The artwork presets are ready to use without the need of adding or editing any map. If you're looking to import your own artwork preset, starting from our upcoming hotfix, you'll be able to find the link at the bottom of the dropdown to Substance Source. From there, you will be able to import artwork file to VStitcher. Let's put the preset into use and change the logo part of the artwork to use Emboss. Each preset has its own parameters that we can adjust to achieve the look we want. This is the perfect way to explain to our supplier what kind of print effect we want to achieve. The emboss is not quite what we're looking for. Let's try another artwork execution. Glitter, for example. It's so easy to toggle between the options. Let's also try the foil look. Amazing! Finally, let's change it to high density. Nice! I like it. We'll go over to the mountain artwork. We change the artwork execution to vintage effect. We reduce the scratch amount a little. Let's try another color. Ah, love that combination. You can now add any Substance material, SBSAR, to VStitcher or Lotta. Whether created in Substance Designer, modified in Substance Alchemist, or downloaded from Substance Source or another platform to use within Browser's software. Let's group the artwork together. If we want to add a comment on the artwork execution to our supplier, we can do this in the information part. The artwork execution name is exported in the tech pack as shown. Our tech pack can be exported as HTML or as an Excel spreadsheet, which makes it very easy to edit. This integration also enables the import of Substance materials into VStitcher or Lotta, the same as is done with U3M files. Let me show you how we can download a Substance archive file, which is called SBSAR, from Substance Source. The SBSAR file supports all browser material types and automatically generates its PBR maps. Let's import a file now. This is a nice fabric. Let's just change its color back to orange. We'll replace the rib fabric with rib from Substance for an even more true-to-life look. Amazing! Our outfit is ready. Let's begin our second workflow. Here we'll be showcasing our new functionality in our 3D environment. A designer's work doesn't end with choosing materials and artworks, but requires silhouette changes, which are created by modifying the pattern pieces. Silhouette changes are an essential part of a designer's workflow. First, we can use a Smart Design template garment. The Smart Design garment allows us to create variations of garment silhouettes in a single file by combining different pattern pieces and materials. The Smart Design template viewing option is now available to all our users, which means everyone can open a Smart Design garment and save their favorite combination. For example, you can toggle between all the basic dress blocks which combine into one Smart Design template. Now we can view the different silhouettes and toggle back and forth with all the options for the collars, the skirt shape, and sleeve length. Once we are satisfied with the result, we can either keep it as is or save it as a new garment and continue to edit. If you are interested in acquiring a Smart Design license and being able to configure your own custom Smart Design template, contact your browser representative. This is a great basic block to start our dress design for the upcoming collection. Let's communicate the pattern changes to the pattern maker using our improved annotation tool. The annotation tool is now available on the main toolbar. When selected, the 3D window displays with a white background and the tools are available immediately below the toolbar. We have an amazing new feature available for annotations: Draw Externally. This feature allows us to explain and express our new design to the pattern maker through a sketch in external image editing software like Photoshop or Sketchbook or any raster-based desktop software. In this case, we are using Sketchbook. Let's insert an inspirational picture and start drawing the new design. We want to add some cut lines to the bodice and volume to the skirt. Press Save and return to VStitcher. We'll add a new annotation. Please follow the sketch and reference image. Once the annotation is added, the pattern maker can hide the drawing or undock the image and edit the pattern with a reference image in front of them. Let's undock the annotation and go to the regular view and change the pattern. The pattern maker can start by choosing a different silhouette from the Smart Design template. For example, V-neck and A-line skirt. This next feature comes directly from your feedback. Now you are able to change the length of a pattern piece in the 3D window in Lotta and VStitcher. And here's how. With the Select tool, we can easily drag and adjust the edge of the hem's dress up or down to get different lengths in the 3D window. We can keep the hem parallel without changing the edge length, or use the slide option. The effect is immediate, and we can see the changes in the simulation. For more volume, let's slash and spread the skirt. We'll add volume to the hem. Let's add about 39 centimeters to the hem circumference. And implement spread once we're ready. Adding fullness to the back now, we'll do the same and add 9 centimeters to each slash line. And implement spread. Let's add the cut lines to the bodice using the pen tool in the 3D window. Now we'll assign an all-over print. Let's assign a seam to the cut lines. This is an all-over print AI file. Let's rearrange its location a bit. Using the new integration with Substance, we added the SBSAR file of rhinestone. Using the brush, let's draw a line around the flower and assign it to the rhinestone. And we'll change the seam spacing. We can easily add embroidery to our garments using the Substance integration presets. We'll add the small leaf and change its artwork execution to embroidery. And now we complete the journey from sketch to 3D visualization. Let's get started with our third workflow. Here we will be showcasing new functionality relating to 3D simulation. This lovely outfit is presented on one of our parametric avatars. Even though it looks great, we also want to view it on another avatar. Now we can load the garment on a different avatar without changing the garment drape. We load the avatar we want to use. Then we go back to our snapshot resources and select the snapshot we want. Clicking the hamburger icon displays a menu of options. We are familiar with the first two options. Saved colorway and avatar. This loads the snapshot using the saved colorway. And current colorway and avatar. This loads the snapshot using the current colorway. New options are those with garment only. These options don't load the avatar with the garment, but instead load only the garment on the newly selected avatar. We can see that the garment is still slightly off. In order to move the side to the right place, we are going to use a new styling tool in our 3D styling section, Move. When going into the 3D styling tools, we no longer trigger a simulation. In addition, the garment maintains its existing drape. We can select the pattern pieces in the 2D window and use the Move tool to put them into the right position while keeping their existing drape. This is great, but the garment still needs some pinching at the front. One option is to use the regular pinch tool. This can affect the whole garment and cause it to be simulated again. For example, when we pinch the edge of a sleeve, it also affects the top of the sleeve. On the other hand, the newly available focused option for pinch and brush pinches only the focused area and therefore improves the simulation speed. This is incredibly useful when we want to fix small areas of drape like cuffs, collars, and pockets. Let's add a jacket to the outfit to complete the look. After dressing, we still have some minor changes to make with the pinch tool. Great! Now let's add a pocket to the inside of the jacket. First, we navigate to the back side of the 2D window. We can clearly see the internal lines where the pocket will be stitched to. We select the pocket pattern piece and show it in the 3D window. It might be a bit tricky to stitch this pocket to the inside with all of those internal lines. However, now we can move the front piece of the jacket with the Move tool. That allows us to easily stitch the pocket from the inside in the 3D window. We select the 3D Styling Move tool and use it on the front pattern piece of the jacket. We move it a bit to show the lower layer of the jacket. Next, we select the pocket pattern piece and move it to the inside. We stitch the pocket then move the front piece back and dress the avatar. Amazing! Our outfit is ready. Let's get started with our fourth and final workflow with our new Guidelines feature. We are going to create a t-shirt from scratch based on a given specification by using the new Guidelines feature and the Pen tool. The Guidelines button is located on the 2D window toolbar at the top of the 2D window. Clicking the icon toggles the display of the Guidelines ruler. Note that the units displayed are set according to whatever system units are selected in our preferences. Let's create a grid of lines based on the measurements we have in our specification. First, we easily add a vertical guideline by dragging from the vertical ruler to anywhere in the 2D display. Next, we go to the context view to use Clone by Offset and add more guidelines. The neckline is first, the second line is for the shoulder, and the last vertical line is for the bust. Next, we add horizontal lines in the same way. First, we drag the guideline from the ruler, and then we clone it. The first horizontal line we clone is for the shoulder slope. The next line is for the neck drop. Now a line for the armhole. And last, a line for the t-shirt's total length. Our grid is ready. The last stage of preparation is to lock the guidelines to make sure we don't accidentally move this nice grid we just created. We right-click the 2D window background, then select Lock Guidelines. Now using the Pen tool and the new Snap to option, Snap to Guideline, let's create the t-shirt pattern pieces. We create a shape which is the front pattern piece. We curve the armhole line. Then we curve the neckline. Half of the front piece is now ready. Let's create a diagonal guide to help us with the sleeve shape. There are two ways of starting to do this. One is by selecting a line. The second way is by selecting 2 points. Then we right-click on whichever selection we've made and click Create Guideline. Now we have a guideline that matches the angle of the shoulder. Next, we clone the line. And we turn it into a perpendicular line by selecting the 90-degree option in the context view. You can see in the context view there is one more option, to flip the guideline. We want to snap this line to the shoulder point. Let's continue to add lines to the grid to help create the sleeve. Using the Pen tool, we draft the sleeve pattern shape. The grain line in the new sleeve shape is at the wrong angle. Selecting the shoulder guideline, we can see its angle is 167.2 degrees. Let's change the grain line by calculating the correct value in the context view. Let's hide all guidelines so we can have a clearer view to change the sleeve angle to be 90 degrees. By right-clicking in the background of the 2D window, we can then click to hide the guidelines. The shape still needs fine-tuning. We'll select the cap point and move it down 2.5 centimeters. Now, let's curve the shape. Now we are ready to create the full symmetrical shape for the sleeve and the front. There are two more options for guidelines in the context view: slice and trace as internal line. Let's select the front piece and one of the guidelines and trace it as an internal line. We're almost done. Now we want to hide all the guidelines which are no longer necessary. Now let's create the back piece. At this point, we'll organize our pattern pieces before going into arrange mode. And create the neck binding. Let's arrange the pieces in their clusters. We stitch the shirt. We're using the single stitch to start. And then the multi-stitch. If needed, don't forget to cancel the symmetry when using multi-stitch. We can stitch in the 2D and 3D window. The t-shirt looks great. Let's look at it without the stitched pins. Nice and clean. The t-shirt is missing artwork, so let's add some. This artwork is an old logo from a previous collection, and we need to revise it throughout the collection. We have two options. First, we could use the Edit Externally feature, editing the artwork but leaving the original source file untouched. Second, we could edit the source file, and with this feature enabled, we would automatically be given the option to update the artwork in all the files that contain this artwork. By selecting the new Detect Changes option in our preferences, we can easily ensure that this artwork is connected to the source texture file. Now all changes to source texture files are automatically detected, and we are prompted to update to the latest version. After closing and reopening the file, a pop-up message asks us if we want to modify the artwork. Let's update. The artwork is changed to the latest version. Our garment is ready. These are just some of the amazing features in the new 2020 May edition. We are so excited for you to try it out. And as always, we look forward to hearing your feedback. If you think of any additional questions after the session, please do not hesitate to reach out to us at support@browswear-global.com. Also, our help site will be updated with the What's New summary of the May edition feature and improvements you saw today. If you'd like to learn more about the new release, check this out at support.browswear.com.